pretty close.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
As we're telling like the stories of the worst advice, people are sitting out here right now, like we're laughing about it because it ended up good. But make no mistake, I know that you guys are hearing that right now and like believing it. So I just want to go back to what I said before. Listen, it's on you. Like when that exec, that was a big exec that told me there was no marketable elements in stuff. Yeah, Dave Dash, he was like the godfather of music at that time and said nobody's gonna listen to a radio guy. So I'm so glad you asked the worst advice because nobody ever asked that. But you guys are getting, I don't care if you're an entrepreneur, you work for a company, I know there are people that are getting horrific advice. And in your heart of heart and soul of souls, you know it's not right and you don't want to believe it, but it's coming from somebody that's got pedigree or a title. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Believe in yourself. I really want to drive that home. Believe in you.
I was working 70 hours a week at Blockbuster Video as the third key manager because I didn't have a degree, so I got to lock up the place. So when I got my internship at B103, I said, you know, they said, well, we don't have any money to pay you, but you got to come and work at B103. Now I remember the manager of Blockbuster Video saying, you're going to do what? You're making $12,500 a year. In 2 years, you'll be making 15. Are you crazy? Are you going to go work at B103 and be an intern working for nothing? People like, Blockbuster Video is going to be here forever. Worst advice I ever got. And I'm glad I didn't listen. When's the last time y'all took a video to the Blockbuster? Be kind, rewind. We're going to do questions and answers out there. Anybody in the audience, you raise your hand, I can come out to you. You're right here in the front. Just say your name and then ask a question.
I specialize in criminal defense and I do entertainment work and I do entertainment myself. So I wanted to ask, what is your advice to a person like myself where I don't fit in the box of attorney, but when you hear that title attorney, they immediately try to box me in as I transition from being the owner of my own practice into the entertainment executive?
I think that's great because it makes you different. Chaka said ego means know you're different, you know? Define your own box. It's tougher when you fit in a box when people know exactly what to do with you because they know exactly how to limit you. When you don't fit into a box perfectly, now you have no rules, you have no parameters. So I think that's great. I love the fact that you have the knowledge that you have on the legal side that is going to help you as you navigate the entertainment world.
Questions? Back in the back.
Hello, how you doing? So we just want to know why you didn't have a woman on the panel.
Well, there's been several panels. And I'm sure, you know, yeah, they were chosen because of the entertainment.
Is that a plan?
Yeah.
Are you
Are you is that how you feel right now? Hey, close the bar down, please. Question was sponsored by Hennessy. Somebody know, why ain't no women up there? Right here. But we need the microphone. We need the microphone. Right here. Yeah, there you go.
I have a nonprofit organization. I work with kids in the Atlanta area who are trying to, their dream is to be in the entertainment industry. We've done a lot of things with the kids. We've taken them to, they've been to Bronze Men's Film Festival. They've even started production on cable access television shows and things like that. But one of the things that we are finding are that they are patient. They are eager. And with social media just being branded, your advice for them to be patient. For instance, my daughter is a student at Georgia State. She's a film student. And right now, her thing is, I'm going to New York. I've got to get into this industry. I've got to run with this. What is the one thing that if somebody told you to just stop and listen, what is the one thing that, because you all have babies, so what is the one thing that you can say to them, or say to her, or anybody who has a kid or a college student that is, they're rushing. What is the one thing that, other than saying just be patient, what would you say to somebody who, because she's all over Atlanta trying to do everything she can find herself on?
Not to cut you off, I would say this. you got to kind of, you know, we're saying it on one side, don't listen to people when they tell you something. So you got to also listen to, you know, I have children, if anybody has children are not going to always listen. So at that point, it's about guidance, right? If they have an energy and everything, you got to start trying to figure out ways. What we did, you know, we have a building where we have our record label and all of that. We just kind of opened the doors and we started inviting the young people that we saw that really had energy, so they had a place to come where it could cultivate. Literally in our office, we'll just come and there'll be 30 people, the parking lot be full and filled, and we'll have game night. We'll play spades, but for them, it's access, right? So there's no really one way to tell a child, because you could have told me, like I was working at a sandwich shop, I was doing all these different things with fast food, but every night I was in the club. So somebody was like, why are you doing that? Slow down. It's not really something you can tell them. I mean, I don't know if somebody could have told Will, don't do what he wanted to do. It's just a level of guidance, you know, and as a mentor or somebody to guide, you know, sometimes parents will come to me like, listen, all my child needs is just to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So they may not listen to you. You got to try to connect and say, okay, well, yeah, you just got to give examples and try to connect, because, like I said, when the children are out here and they're aggressive and they're competitive, and now children nowadays look at it, somebody else's success was preventing their success. I didn't see it that way.
He said examples, though. That's a good point. There are a lot more examples of people that have succeeded over years than there are people who succeeded right away. A lot more. Everybody on this panel, I love to talk about Kevin Hart, right? I've done a bunch of Kevin Hart movies, all the good movies, I like to say. But it's so funny, Kevin Hart, they were like, oh, overnight success. Look how Kevin just came out of nowhere. Man, Kevin had a failed sitcom. Kevin had a movie that bombed. Some people said his career was over after Soul Plane. They were like, oh, it's over. Kevin tells a story of how he was standing on a stage in New York about to announce his first big sitcom on ABC. They pulled him off the stage in New York before he had flown up there, had his mom, he had his dad, my audience at the time. He was about to go up, and right before they were like, excuse me, we need to talk to you. And that's how savage Hollywood can be. So he has a lot of stories about how there were years, not weeks, not months, not a year, years of the grind before he sold out a football stadium. And that's all people see. So that's what I would say to the youth. Look a little bit closer at the examples of success and what it took them to get there.
Time for one more. It's on.
My question, I'm looking to make a career change, and I would like to break into the movie industry, but I specifically want to work in locations. How do you get into the locations department? Because I don't see anything about it when I hear about the movie industry here.
You know what? I'm glad you asked that. This is actually a very specific thing we can talk about. There's a gentleman in this room, Mike. I'm going to put you on the spot. Raise your hand, Mike. Go see him at the end of this
Raise your hand again, Mike.
Yes. Oh, Mike, sorry. Not your drink hand, your other hand.
Mike get a toast.
One thing everybody needs to know is Will Packard can shoot movies anywhere in the world. He picks Atlanta. He comes home. He's worked with Atlanta Workforce Development. He's worked to make Atlanta his home, and he's given back, and we appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. That's one of my mentors right there. He remembers me fresh off a U-Haul truck from FAMU when I had nothing. And he supported me in making my very, very, very first movie. Ryan Campbell likes to talk about Stomp the Yard. He'll tell y'all he was in Trois, which was way
Let me slow this thing down. Ladies and gentlemen, in case y'all didn't know, there's also another activity in this building. We would love to keep going, but we got to wrap it up with Will Packard. Everybody give him a round of applause. Chaka Zulu, give him a round of applause. Thank you for music, and thank you to your Atlanta Hawks. Everybody, let's go and watch the game. Go Hawks.
That was really good. I thought it was great. Those are my videos. Good job.
All right, guys, we appreciate you for checking us out on Facebook here. This is, as you can see, a real hot event here. Now, I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to flip this around here so I can get my smiling face on camera. I'm getting bounced around a little bit here. So let me just kind of turn it around, and then I'm going to flip the screen. All right, guys. Oh, getting bumped from behind. Anyway, listen, as you can see, we're bringing some great stuff here. This is the Hawks, great event. It's off the hook. I want to thank every person that joined me on Facebook. Let me see if I can read the name. Ron Williams, thank you for joining. Adrian Scott Gray, thank you for joining. Roy Beecham, thank you. Let's see what we got here. Actor, comedian, Redmus Thomas, thank you for joining. Chef Marcus, thank you. Yolanda Dryer Buzz, you're off the chain. Thank you for all your support. Anthony Hill from the hometown, Norwalk, Connecticut, appreciate you. Vashti Starbuck, listen, Vashti will be on our show Monday nights. You got to check her out. She's about to do a grand opening, so you guys want to check it out. We're on Monday nights, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. We'll do some broadcasts. We're going to let these people go by here. Hang on a second. Ladies, you want to come by this way? Go right by here. Wave on Facebook. You go ahead and wave while you're here. Now, she asked a question. She started some trouble. She said, why are there no ladies on the panel? Are you say something to Facebook with
Shout out to the Atlanta Hawks. Hope y'all win tonight. Models Basketball. Check us out.
You got a website, too?
Yes, modelsbasketball.com and acosports.com/modelsbasketball. We usually open up for them. We have young girls that play basketball.
See, you never know. You never know what I might see here. There you go. All right, everybody. Great stuff going on here. Now I'm going to bring another young lady on. Yeah, I do. Yep. Hold on one second. I got to do some multitasking, guys. Here we go. Perfect. All right, now this young lady, come on. Now, guys, I know you're familiar with her. We're going to bring her on here. See, I always have the beautiful ladies here. Now, you remember her from our Ladies' Night show. She's going to come back and join us another time. Just reintroduce yourself to everybody. Come on.
My name is Nakia Sanford. I'm a 14-year WNBA vet and now financial advisor. I've crossed over to the grown-up world.
Now, how fun was it, though? Tell the truth. I mean, 14 years playing a sport that I knew you grew up loving. How fun was it?
It was really fun. You know, I'm from here. I'm a Grady baby, so I'm one of the few natives, and grew up in downtown Decatur. So the ability to go and travel the world for 14 years it's an amazing experience.
Now, have you been following March Madness? I'm sure you got a favorite so far with the ladies.
A little bit, but I'm kind of just over the same teams ending up in the playoffs. So, you know, I'm like, I'm going. I'll be there.
Okay.
Participating in some of the events, alumni events, but I'm kind of wish there was a new contender.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I mean, I want everybody to look out here. You guys know I shot this out. My college roommate, his daughter actually plays for the University of Maryland. Her name is Brene Mosley. She was a outstanding All-American in high school. She actually tore her ACL not once but twice.
Wow.
But this year was actually voted Big Ten Sixth Woman of the Year and Comeback Player of the Year. So awesome. Maryland, number 5 in the nation. I think they were
They're doing big things. I've had quite a few teammates that were Terps. They're tough cookies.
Fear the turtle.
Fear the turtle, right? I think it would be more like Rock Chalk Jayhawk, but it's okay.
Okay, it is. She's keeping it real. Listen, how can people find out more about you and what you're doing now?
You can just visit my website, nakiasanford.net. Everything that I'm doing is there. We have our nonprofit is relaunching and coming back from D.C., where I spent the majority of my career. We're relaunching and doing some big things out in Gwinnett County and Stone Mountain, so I'm excited about that. And also follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn. I hate to say it sounds bad, but Google me. I'm on something.
But seriously, that's really the best way to do it. And the cool thing is, I don't know what it is about you women north of I-20. I know that on our show, we had a young lady whose daughter was National Player of the Year, and I'm talking about, of course, Tisha DeShield, the daughter, Diamond DeShield. Tisha was there, and I don't know what it is, but you guys do it up big over there on the north side.
You know, I don't know. I'm out east, so Diamond was a little bit north. I'm out in the country, but no, she's doing amazing things. I actually got to meet her down in Houston at an event, and I'm just really proud because we have a lot of Georgia girls representing.
Right, that's right, you sure do. Well, I tell you, I really appreciate all you guys do to give back.
Thank you.
Brown, another young lady that does some great stuff here. And now, really quickly, you guys now, for the first time, I think Rusha actually started it, you guys actually now have a retired Women's Professional Basketball Association. Is that right?
Absolutely. Rusha Brown, I mean, she's been the pioneer for that. We didn't have an alumni group available to us, and so she's done a great job of bringing us together and always making sure we stay in the loop if we have an event. One of our basketball sisters, Tracy Henderson is the AD at Drew's Academy, and Dukembe Mutombo came in and did an event with UNICEF there. So she brought us all together to make sure we were there to support. So it's just been great just having the family come together because, you know, the athlete community, it's small, but we're still kind of spread out, though. So
listen, guys, we got to go because the Hawks actually are about to play now. So I'm going to try to give you a little bit of the footage of the pregame as I like to do. But Nakia will be joining us on an episode of Real Talk Sports really soon. All right, everybody, we got to go.
Thank you. Happy Easter. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, we're going to lock it up here. Got to go. Appreciate you, everybody, for joining. Who else is joining us here? Eric Matthews. Dude, listen, you ain't taking any of these ladies that play the WNBA. I don't care if they've been retired for 20 years. They will run you out the building, bro. I mean, they got the height, they got the speed, so you can forget it. Listen, Eric, man, appreciate you for joining. I know you got a big golf tournament coming up. The Eric Matthews Foundation, EMAT Foundation does a great job here in Atlanta. They do a lot of stuff. They have camps for the kids, the big golf tournament coming up. So you can follow us, Real Talk Sports. The best way to follow me, anywhere on social media, at